We're still starting. Okay. Apparently we're live.
It says we are live. That is so cool.
What's going on, YouTube? Back live again. This time we got Robb Z that's hanging out with me. Wait, I just rhymed again. No, you don't. No, I was pausing for laughter, but we don't need any. But anyway, publicly, what's going on, Rob? Everything seems great over there.
Oh, what you see is what you get, and it's probably pretty good. Ah, it was an interesting day today.
What'd you do?
Brendan Picanti, you know, the pepper dork, he
Yeah.
decided that he wanted to take and put on a little aspire to perspire. Basically, it's a pepper meat get up or get together. And I thought that was pretty cool. So we actually went up and joined them, and it was, yeah, it was a pretty good time. 5 people from my area came up or went up and joined the group, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did see that. Well, I didn't see that, but I saw that it was going to happen. I thought that was pretty cool. That's cool that you went.
Yeah, he was kind of concerned about, just a few people showing up. And before I left, I counted, I think, like 35, 40 people.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a very good turnout. We had a little issue with where to actually meet because he put the name of the park in, but not the address of it. And the park is huge, so it was like 5 blocks away from where the address was. So it took a little bit for people to find us, but it was cool.
Man, that's a good test for that thing I'm always talking about where YouTube actually told me about it. When I hit, I think, 200 subscribers, it had a little message that popped up and said, congratulations, you have 200 subscribers. Like, imagine a place in your town where you and your subscribers could all meet at one time. And that
Oh,
just
yeah.
totally changed my mind completely on the YouTube thing, because I was just thinking, like, well, where's the millions? And when I started thinking about it, like, wow, in my town, there's only like 5 places me and my subscribers could go to. Now I'm down to like 3 or 4, and one of them's the beach, which is just, like an endless park kind of thing. But changes your whole perspective on the YouTube thing.
Oh, yeah. And if you look at Brendan's last videos, like the one that was 3 weeks ago, he had a friend over that was trying one of his hotter peppers and, in his video. And that guy showed up and they tried it. I forget what it was. It was a version of one of the Reapers. I can't remember. Oh, the Kraken. That's what it was called. And him and another guy actually took an 8-1 at a specific time, and he handled it just fine. I mean, he didn't turn red, he didn't get teary-eyed, nothing. But the other guy, he went pure red right away. You could see his eyes were getting ready to tear up and everything else, but it was pretty cool.
It's one of my favorite things in the world is people that think they can handle a pepper, because every time, like, no matter what people might think, like, oh, he's a veteran or whatever. No. I got butterflies. I don't care if it's a jalapeno and I'm about to eat it on camera. No matter what it is, I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well.
Yeah. Well, they scheduled it to go off at 2:00. We got there at noon, and they scheduled at 2:00 for the taste test of it. And they both sat there looking, and it was like 5 after 2, 6 after 2, 7 after 2. Finally, both of them got up enough nerve and guts to take and eat them down. And they both took the whole entire pepper all at one time. And, they did the thorough chew on it and everything else. And you could just see the guy in the video. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. I'm terrible with names. But the guy in the video, he's like, oh, this is good pepper, and he's talking normally. The other guy, this is hot. If you watch the Pepper Dorks or Brendan Picante's video, he was recording it. There were actually like 6 or 7 people recording it. So he's going to take and put a video together of the meetup and everything else. So you'll be able to see just what it was. And yeah, it was, I'm not going to say entertaining, but it was entertaining. I know I could never do it. There's no way I could try something like that. But Brendan brought a nice selection of peppers with, and I brought a nice selection of peppers with, and I brought a bunch of powders with for people to try. And yeah, everybody was pretty much burning their mouths out. Brendan gave me these 2 little white chilies. I don't know what they are, but they're only like maybe an inch long at full size, and they ripen to a pure white. And I ate half of one, and I'm like, okay, this is one of the hotter things I've ever eaten. So that was pretty cool. And he's got these other orange ones. He was just basically giving away a couple of the peppers. And yeah, otherwise he brought a selection of other ones that everybody was taking small slices off of, and it was pretty entertaining.
Sweet. So he was like Pepper Claus, just passing out all the peppers to the good boys and girls.
Oh yeah. And then there was another gentleman that showed up, and let's see if I can get this on camera. I got to put my glasses on. Sorry, can't read the label so small I can't read it. But it's from man, I can't even read it with my cheaters on. Anyway, he was giving out bottles of hot sauce. He stopped at this company in West Virginia, and they gave him like 2 small cases of this hot sauce. So he was out giving out bottles of the hot sauce to the first 24 people. And this is a nice ghost pepper hot sauce that has a few other chilies in it, but no preservatives or artificial flavors or anything else. And yeah, it was pretty cool. So that's what the bottle looks like.
What's that stuff called?
I can't read it. It's yeah, see if you can read that. It's a Spanish name. You know, that's an odd position for you to be in. But yeah, it's Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl?
That sounds like it. Ghost chili hot sauce.
What the heck was he? Like the emperor of the Aztecs, wasn't he? Quetzalcoatl?
Very well, maybe. This is from Cajun's Fiery Foods Company. And he gave us a sample of it when we first pulled up. And, oh, it is so good. I mean, it's not overly hot, but it's hot enough to make a couple of drops make your mouth go, hey, I have something hot in me. But he gave the first 24 people each a free bottle, and then he had another bottle with him that he was giving away too, but that had tomatoes in it, and I can't eat tomatoes. But anyway, that's beside the point. So he gave away that, and then he had this special edition hot sauce that was aged in bourbon barrels for a year before they bottled it. I wasn't able to taste that because it had tomatoes in it, but the 4 people went up there with me, and yeah, they all said it was just wonderful. It had a great brandy type flavor to it, and yeah, they were really happy with it. So that part went pretty cool too. And
you can eat tomatoes, or you just don't like them, or they're too acidic and screw with your stomach?
They're too acidic and screw with my stomach.
That's what they do with me too. But I don't know. I've been screwing around with them lately, and I've been managing pretty good. I like tonight. I just made chicken breast, and guess I used like raspberry vinaigrette as a marinade in a casserole dish, and then took that Allegheny City Farms barbecue pepper rub and put it all over there. Normally I put some of your pepper powder all over it, but I was in a hurry tonight and didn't want it too hot. I wanted to try to wolf down my food. But then I take the Allegheny City Farms and put that hot sauce all over the top of it, and then cut up tomatoes and put it all over top of it. Cook it until it's about 160. And then just coat the entire top with cheese.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It hasn't been screwing with my stomach at all, even with the hot sauce and everything, because tomatoes and hot sauce, they like intensify the heat. It's like the acidity just really builds it up.
Cool.
But no, it's been working great so far. But no, like pizza, I don't like pizza. Like it's got to be a white sauce pizza, if anything. But
Or
yeah,
no sauce.
it'll just give me like heartburn like an hour later, like real bad.
Yeah, because I get pizza without sauce, but that's beside the point. One of the guys did bring in two of the Allegheny City's hot sauce, and the jalapeno one, I got to try a spoonful of that and thought that was mighty tasty. The other one I didn't try because it was red, and like I say, I got to be careful with tomatoes. So I didn't try that one, but the jalapeno one, oh, that was good too.
Was the red one the Kung Pao, or was it the original or the Harvest Edition?
I didn't look at the label really close. I just knew that it was the Allegheny Farms one because they were sitting like 3 bottles in a row. And the green one, I grabbed one of those and put it on a spoon and tried it. And oh yeah, that was pretty good. I'm not gonna say it burned my mouth out like some of the peppers that I tried, but yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, the latest 4, if I can remember what they are, it's the Kung Pao, the Jalapeno Splash, the pineapple something with the ahi pineapple. I really want to try that one. And then there's another one. I can't remember what it is. But the only one I really want to try is the pineapple, the ahi pineapple one. But those ones are all supposed to be about flavor this time. Whereas the Harvest Edition and the original, they were all about just hot. They were like super hot pepper mash, their primos, reapers, ghosts, all that stuff. That I love that stuff. But the new ones, they're all supposed to be just about flavor, not about heat. So that's why I haven't been really too psyched up about it. I want to try the ahi pineapple one, but just because it's pineapple.
Oh yeah. It's just like the ahi lemons, I believe. They're really similar.
Yeah.
As far as heat goes, and yeah, the ahi lemon drop is by far my most favorite pepper of all.
And what is it? Right around like 30,000 Scoville, something like that.
Yeah, between 30 and 60.
Oh.
So it's not so hot that it fries your mouth, but yeah. My coworker has been he's got a ahi lemon drop too, and he's been taking and throwing the peppers as they ripen into a jar of pickle brine. So he's been pickling them, and he says they are even so much better. Gotta have some fun. Ah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try that. What is it, like vodka or whatever? Everybody does a liquor, like a rum or a vodka or whatever, and they just throw a bunch of pods in there. I've been meaning to do that, but I'm not that brave.
I took a 3-gram pack of ahi lemon drop powder and dumped it into a 1.75 of vodka. Let it sit for 2 weeks. Shook it up every day. I shook it up at least once. And then I strained all of the pepper powder out using a coffee filter. And you hear about, like cinnamon hot vodkas and that kind of stuff. They are nothing compared to what this is. And it is so good. You take add a shot or two to however much, whatever, or even just straight. And yeah. If you like a hot drink, this is a hot drink. Cinnamon stuff, forget it. That's nothing.
Well, no, I've had cinnamon whiskey. What is that? Fireball? That stuff's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that ahi would be a lot better.
Yeah, it is. It is quite interesting. Well, last Monday we decided that we wanted to see if we could make some hot pickles. So we took about a 3-gram pack of Bohemian goat powder and dumped it into a gallon container of Gagny pickle slices. So we've been trying it day by day, and it's 5 days now, and people are loving them so much that I'm think I'm gonna have to go get a couple more jars to do. There's in my shop, there's a few people that come in and they become good friends and everything else, but they're pepperheads. And the more interesting the pepper, the better it is. You know, most of my powder that I have goes to those guys. Is that your little lady friend on the couch to the right of you?
Yeah.
I
Fight
can see the
please.
I can see the cushion moving.
At least your paw hanging over.
Not quite that much, but yeah. But anyway, I wanted to let those pickles sit for like 2 weeks before.
And they're gone now, aren't they?
Yeah, it's probably down a good couple of inches at least in the jar. But yeah, I grow the peppers for the fun of it and I share them all. So gotta have some fun. Ah, the fun things in life. Okay, so that's enough on my end. What's going on your end?
Not much. Tropical storm went by, so the winds have slowed down. The temperature has dropped finally, and that's about it. Got those lights installed on my truck finally, and
Yeah, should we even talk about the lights? Haha, joke, joke.
it doesn't matter.
I'm just teasing you a
I
little
made
bit.
fun of myself in the latest video, so.
I'll have to go and watch that. But yeah, those storms are finally hitting us up here, but it's basically just light rain. It's been raining for the last couple hours here.
Yeah, it really didn't rain much. It was pretty much just a lot of wind. So, like, that's the only reason I even knew there was a storm coming. I didn't see the news or anything like that. And actually, I did get some weird warning on my phone, wherever that thing went. And there it is. But I got a weird message on my phone. It just said like storm warning coming, in effect for your area. And that's when I actually looked it up on Google and was like, oh, look at that, it's right off the coast. But no, it was nothing but wind. So
Oh, well, I hope you don't get out and get down as cold as we're getting. I mean, it's supposed to get down into the lower 50s tonight here.
oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, my pepper plants are having issues.
I would
I
just
just
use with that. 50 is just way too cold.
Yeah, well, got to figure it gets a lot colder here during the winter than it does there.
Oh yeah.
I just noticed there's no chat thing going up the side. Is that something you enable?
No, I guess nobody's chatting.
Huh.
Where you at, chat? Say something.
Yeah, because I told my friend about this, that we were going to do this, and he indicated that he was going to come and watch.
Well, if you're watching in full screen, the chat is down below. So if you minimize or make the screen the smallest that it can be, I forget, regular mode or whatever, the chat will be right there on the side of the screen. That way you don't have to scroll down if you do want to look at the chat. Actually, I have my own YouTube video live up right now with the chat beside it, just so I can monitor the chat. Nope, nothing there.
Well,
but it is free for anybody to use. Go for it.
Gotta have some fun, right? At least try. Oh. As he types away.
Yeah, I'll be the first person to chat. Here is the live chat. That should get the ball rolling.
So I wonder, I'm in Google Hangouts there. I go back to Google. Okay, now I see you. I don't see me.
Yeah, if you watch it live, it'll be like a 10-second delay.
That much it is.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, actually, when I talked to Dave last week, his wife said it was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But I don't even pay attention to the video on the live on the you know, the YouTube window, I just look at the live chat. That should be in real time.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there is my dog over there. What are you doing, dog? Come here.
Well, darn it, I just switched screens and now I'm lost on my other one. Isn't that interesting?
Wait, what the heck?
Okay, because now I can't see. Oh, I can go back to this and that'll work.
Oh man, it's too funny.
First time for me trying this, so yeah, we got to see what happens here.
Oh no, I was laughing at myself because I had the delay going on. I'm watching myself in the delay, and in the delay, I looked over and my dog was right next to me, and I'm like, "Wow, that's weird. My dog was not right there next to me." And I totally didn't realize that. Yes, she was on my right hand side, but in the video, it looks like my left hand side. So in the video, you see me like. I look at the video and I'm like, what the heck? And then I look to my left, even though the dog was to my right. And I'm like, the dog wasn't there. And I just have this amazed look on my face, like, what was going on? And then I realized what an idiot I was being. So.
Ah.
But I'm still explaining that story in the live video. That actually freaked me out for a second. I really thought the dog was on the other side. Oh, man.
Okay, I got Google Hangouts to come back up like I wanted it to, so lesson learned there. So now I'm seeing you in real time.
Oh, you're watching on Hangouts?
Yeah. And it gets a little good.
Actually, I believe in the top left, if you click the top button, it says chat. It should have the chat thing on the right-hand side. I have it clicked, but there's no chat, so I don't even see my chat coming through there. So I haven't known if it worked or what, but I guess maybe it's because I typed it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see yours. So I guess
Okay, so that works.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. I can actually watch it in real time. Crazy.
Cool. Well, apparently the guy that I was talking to about coming on decided that he wasn't going to, or maybe he was on and didn't think that, yeah, whatever. He probably went to bed. It's all right, though.
All right.
Oh. So how's your harvest going?
Haven't even started yet.
Why?
Laziness. No, I got a couple Sugar Rush Peats that I should have picked by now, but I've just been letting them hang in there, and I don't know. They're one of those ones. Like I do this every year. The very first ones, I'm like, oh no, let them go. Make sure they're like good and done before you pick them. Instead of just thinking, just pick the dang things, put them on the counter. They're gonna turn ripe anyway, and you don't have to worry about it. But every year I go through the same thing. Like I'll go out there with scissors and everything, ready to cut them, and I'm like, no, just give them another day. And I've been doing that for like 3-4 weeks or something. Like, nah, just give them another day. And like next week, I'm making a new video. Like, oh yeah, look, here's a ripe one. But
The Sugar Rush Peaches, aren't they a type of ghost pepper?
no, they're like an ahi. So
Okay.
they're like you said, 30 to 60,000. They're like low level heat. I mean, they've got bite, but they're not like, I mean, they're not like a jalapeno or anything, but they're not a habanero.
Cool. Oh, I'll be back in just a second. Sorry. All right.
So what's going on, two viewers? Just hanging out, watching what's going on. Don't feel like chatting. I feel you. I don't feel like chatting either. That's why I'm live. Oh, Rob's got a printer. That's the only thing I'm missing over here. You got a, oh wait, get a printer back there.
Yeah.
That was just what I was just saying. That's the one thing I don't have. I got 2 computers running at the same time right now, but no printer.
So this gentleman shows up at the Pepper Meet today. This nice dark chocolate piece. He makes the hot chocolates. So this one is made with, it's not jalapenos, but it's not habaneros. It's something in between. The dark chocolate one is. And then we have a light chocolate one. He was giving out free samples, and I grabbed an extra couple. This one is made with jalapenos. Takes a little bit for the heat to get to you, but oh, are they good. I had to cinch a couple extras before we left so that I would have a couple, yeah, heat's hitting me. But had to have a couple extras for the trip home in the next couple of days.
What was the first one? The second one was jalapeno. Was the first one serrano or?
I don't know. I don't remember what it was. He had white chocolate that had jalapenos in it. And then the dark one was between a jalapeno and a habanero. And the light one is habanero. And right now, even with the chocolate, my mouth is, yeah, it's pretty much on fire.
That milk should, milk and the milk chocolate should help out a little bit of the heat.
You would think so?
But I would think so. I mean, that doesn't mean it's so, but hey, look, there's the dog.
There she is.
Okay, run off.
I think when they put the...
I thought she was on before.
She loves her papa.
Or you want up here? Come on. All right, go run off.
When chewing on these chocolates, you can actually find pieces of the habanero in it. So it's not like a fine powder or a juice.
Oh, that's
it is actually
a treat.
Yeah. It's not an unbearable heat, but it's pretty intense. I don't know what kind of amount that he put into it, but yeah, it's pretty darn good. And I got a card from him. I believe this is the card I got from him. Sorry, got to put the spectacles on. Chili Head Monthly. Buddha Goldenberg. I love it spicy. This is the card that he gave us. So it's pretty all right. And yeah, bunch of peppers on the other side. But they apparently mass produce these. So that's pretty cool. I got a card from the chili dark, you know, Brendan. And then I got a card from Steve Merrier of Hugo Feed and Mill. And he basically grows 427 different types of pepper species into seedlings for people to grow every spring.
Wow.
So just about anything you want as far as pepper plants go, you can get seedlings for, you know, already started. So you don't have to start in the middle of the year or middle of January to get, you know, good sized ones. And he says they're about 6 to 8 inches tall when you get them. And it's only about 2 hours away from here, so I could go and do that. But you know, you got those hands there. Yeah, get up in there. You know, do I want to grow myself or do I want to buy them from somebody else? But he guarantees the strains on them and everything else. So I thought that was pretty cool. But 427 different pepper varieties.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
2 hours away. That's not that bad with the Charger. I mean, that's what, hour and a half round trip.
Yeah. We actually took the Challenger up there today just for the heck of it, and I was fighting the whole time to almost pay attention to the speed limits. Yeah. That was fun. It was supposed to be bright and sunny all day, so I thought, why not? Had a good time. Ah.
Yeah, I've been loving just driving my truck around. I've been just, oh, let's make an excuse to go over here. I just went and did, like, I got an exchange on my EGR valve. I got a brand new one, and so I'm going to try that out and see if a new one makes a different result or if I get the same result. And if so, then, you know, some kind of weird problem going on, but
Yeah.
I'm not too worried. I mean, worst case scenario, I can put a, what do they call that? A blackout plate or whatever, just a plate to ignore the whole EGR valve and just pretend like it's not even there and ignore
Right.
the code.
Ah.
Pretty sure my old one was stuck closed, so all I have to do is put that one back in there and not have a problem.
I should send you pictures of my truck sometime.
What do you got truck-wise?
It's an '08 F-150 with a 3-inch lift all the way around, 37.5-inch tires on it, you know, LEDs all the way around the entire truck, inside and out, HIDs, bull bar, you know, all the nice little bells and whistles.
Dang.
Yeah, I had some fun with it.
I bet. You get any new axles or anything? Or
No, I haven't had a need for it. I got big old mudder tires on it, and I've had it in mud up to above the front bumper, pushing the mud across as I'm just slowly driving on through.
I haven't done that with this truck. I've had it almost to the door handles in water, but not in mud. When it rains around here, sometimes it really rains.
Well, I live in the Great Minnesota River Valley. So if we get decent snow during the year, we flood in the springtime.
Oh, yeah.
And all the boat docks and everything else, they get 8, 10, 12, sometimes as much as like 20 feet of water on top of them. All the boat docks are dug way down so that they don't flood out completely. And yeah, when that happens, you go down and drive around for a little bit. But not me. No. I wouldn't do something like that.
Nah. That's considered dangerous.
Yeah. The local officers kind of frown on that.
They love it when you call them that, too.
Yeah.
What seems to be the problem, Ossifer?
Most of them, they see me and they just kind of look the other way because they know I don't really do anything out of the ordinary. As I kind of look to the sky and they, yeah.
And whistle.
Yeah. I'm so innocent. Uh-huh.
Don't pay attention to me.
Yeah, I'm driving speed limit when you see me.
The funny thing is, that is what I do. I drive the speed limit or like exactly the speed limit most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of the roads I'm on, they're like residential roads or they're main roads, and there's cops on them, and they're everywhere. I mean, I don't know how many thousand people live in this tiny little town, but there's like hundreds of thousands in the summertime. So they justify a ton of cops. And then in the wintertime, when there's nobody here, they got to have a bunch of them still on. So they're just hanging out everywhere. And I don't know, just pretty quick. You just learn like, screw it. Let's just do the speed limit and don't get a ticket. It's worked out really good, though. We'll say that was a cop that gave me that advice. He said, best way to not get a speeding ticket, don't speed. That being said, we all know that if you do the speed limit right out here on this main highway, you're just going to get rear-ended, and it's not going to end well. He was a really cool cop. That's why I listened to him.
Yeah, I haven't been pulled over in I don't know how many years. Even with the Challenger, I'm pretty cautious about speed limits and where I'm at.
Yeah, but you're in the middle of nowhere. It's a completely different thing than like in a school zone or.
Yeah. Well, figure I live in a small town of about 13,000 people, and if I go south out of town, I only have to go about 8 blocks before I'm in farmland. And it's 2 miles either way, east and west, and I'm in farmland. And then the other way is about a mile. So that's about how big this town is. It's a big, huge farming community. And once you get out into the country, there's no traffic. So they kind of look the other way.
Yeah,
gotta have some fun.
When I lived in Pennsylvania, it was like you could go 10 minutes and you're in the middle of absolutely nowhere, or you could go 25 minutes and you're in downtown Pittsburgh.
Oh,
that was a good sound. I'm sure you have an opinion on Pittsburgh, huh?
No, but I'm thinking that's probably like Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if you've ever driven down there, but they don't pay attention to speed limits down there.
No, I didn't know that. My aunt lives right around there.
Going down I-85 or I-75, 6-lane wide highway, speed limit posted at 70, and you're doing 90, and the cops are passing you.
Oh no, I kind of like that.
It's ridiculous.
I like the idea of the Autobahn.
Oh.
Apparently, there's not a lot of wrecks on that thing either. Everybody seems to like drive the speed that their vehicle was made to drive, and people get out of the way, and that's what I hear. I've never been there.
I haven't been there either, but yeah, if you ride into the left lane and you're not passing somebody, you can get stopped and get a huge fine. That's why everybody moves over to the right-hand lane unless they're passing somebody. So that's why everybody moves over.
I'm not really big on the fine thing, but the rule I like.
Yeah.
I don't see why if you screw up on the roll, you have to like pay money, but I guess that's what we do as adults. Instead of like getting spanked or something like that, you just, oh yeah, here's a couple $100 or $1,000.
Yeah, but
different form of spanking.
Yeah.
Go work for a bunch of time and make a bunch of money and just give it to us.
So, how are your plants in your window doing this week?
Doing pretty good. Probably need some water on a couple of them, but
I was just going to say the confidence level in your voice kind of went down a little bit.
No, the Mako is really making a big comeback. That one, that's the one I cut back the most, and it just has growth coming off of it everywhere. Every single nook and cranny has new growth. The Reaper, it's got like 3 different spots where it's starting to regrow, and that's it. So, I don't know. Not a lot of confidence on the Reaper, but I'm sure it'll come back. But the Mako, man, coming back like a model pepper.
Oh, my last video for the peppers at the shop, you saw that I cut them way, way back. And I purposely haven't done a video on them for the last 2 weeks. But they are coming back. But my ahis, the leaves are so light that you can actually see through them. And I have no idea what's going on. Everything else is coming back. Well, most everything else is coming back with a vengeance. But my three little plants, they decided they wanted to pass away. But my ahis, I don't know what's going on with the leaves. They're really, really light yellow. You can almost see through them.
I don't know about that. If they're yellow, isn't that nitrogen?
I don't know. Somebody said it was nitrogen. Somebody said it was calcium. And somebody was also saying it could be sunburn because they were sitting in the front window.
It could be. I don't know. I don't. Well, I can't say it as an actual statement, but I was gonna say I don't really believe in the sunburn kind of thing. Nah, you can actually do it, but it's kind of hard. Like you really gotta burn your plants to get them sunburned. Because that's one thing I learned this year. I didn't harden off anything. They went from indoor lights to outside and no problems whatsoever. And I got that from Kang Star. He doesn't do it either. He'll trim his plants back, like top them, and then put them outside. And then the new growth that grows, it just comes out. Well, I just took that and was like, screw it. Let's see if the plant itself can just go ahead and make it. Put them out there, and I didn't even have any setback or anything. Like usually they'll take a week off of growing and not do anything, and they'll be droopy and stuff, and you'll look at them like, oh, what's going on? Nothing like that happened this year. They just kept on growing. And it might have been because I put them out too late, though. It might be like that initial shock of like the beginning of summer kind of sunlight that really gets them. But I mean, I put them out in late summer. That might do it even more, I would think. If
Yeah,
that were the case.
I would think that would do it even more.
Yeah.
No,
everything worked fine.
All right. Well, the front window in the evening hours from, the last couple hours of when the sun's going down, that front area of the shop gets really, really warm. I can see the sunlight and a breeze going by to keep them cool, but the air stands still. So that whole area heats up pretty well. Well, we moved them back into the shop under the regular grow lights. So we'll see what happens. But Scorpion is taken off, and the goat is taken off, and the Scotch bonnet is taken off. Scorpion's actually putting on flowers, we noticed today. And my cayenne has got 4 or 5 peppers on it now, or pods on it now that are grown. So things are coming back.
That's good. I meant to say, like, I found that at least last year, I topped almost everything. I mean, every single thing I grew, from a Reaper all the way down to a habanero, I topped every single thing. I had them all topped and regrown by the time it was ready to take them outside, like at the very first time that you could take them outside. The one thing I found, and that's what I said last year in a bunch of videos, was like, don't even bother topping ahis. They were such a pain to come back. They just took forever. They didn't want to grow when they did. Sometimes it was crappy growth. And I just had the hardest time with the ahis last year, to the point where I never got an ahi lemon. I had an ahi lemon drop, a couple of them last year, and they both died off because I topped them and they just didn't want to come back. So I never even got to grow that one last year. I did, but it died before I even saw a flower or a bud. But
let's see, I never topped mine either. And my ahis, between the 3 plants in the shop, I think in one harvest one time, I got almost like 60 pods off of the 3 peppers. Last year, I was keeping track, and I got like 55 on one harvest one week off of 2. And I never top.
yeah, you don't have to. But that was just what I was doing. I was waiting until it just split, top that thing, and it'll bush out and it'll give you a bunch of tops that way. And ideally, you'd get more peppers, but I don't know. The amount of time that it takes to regrow all that growth versus, like, if you got the time, then it's no big deal. But it just seemed like I would have been better off just not topping, letting it grow, and it probably would have produced more overall. And that's from an extended growing season too, not like JT where like he's already done and his peppers are inside by now. Snow.
Yeah, there's so many people are starting new plants now for next year's season.
Yeah.
I thought I was bad 1st of February starting out my season for this year. And I had,
Um,
I think, 35.
I put in like well over 1,000 seeds last year, and this is all I got. I don't know where I screwed up on the trying to germinate seeds, but I didn't soak any seeds. So this year, that is one thing I'm going to try before I even try to sprout any. But
Okay. I don't ever soak my seeds.
I don't either. But after last year, I'm not joking. I put like 1,000 seeds into the ground, and a majority of them did not come up. Like I've shown you everything that did come up. But after that happened, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am gonna soak my seeds. I'll just see if that does anything. I was putting in like egg cartons like a week. I was just like, screw it. We'll just throw in a bunch of egg cartons. We'll just line it with soil and everything, and then putting it on the heat map and mat and everything. And
Yep, I remember that.
yeah, I was changing that out. Like, this one didn't grow. We'll just dump all that stuff out of there. We'll just throw in some more soil. Let's just do. I was gonna do 3, but let's do 12. Just drop them in there. And yeah, they just didn't come up. I don't know exactly what it was. I was gonna say like, oh man, I'm just really bad at saving seeds or something like that. But it doesn't appear to be that because it was brand new seeds I got from other people, like people I trust that grow and everything. And I was putting those seeds in and they weren't coming up either. Like I put a bunch of red Trini and yellow Trini and what's the other one? Wait, red, yellow, is it white? It wasn't white. I forget. It was another Trini that I got. I won a bunch of Trinidad Moruga scorpion peppers on the Pepper Lovers Forum. And I remember last year, I was like, all right, now's the time. We're going to grow these things. I threw them all in there, and one red, one yellow, or maybe it was 2 red, 1 yellow came up. But I mean, that's it. Like, out of all the seeds I got, there was like, I guess 10 seeds of each. So that's like 30 peppers. 3 came up.
Oy.
But that's got to be me. I mean, it's not just that grower. It was another grower. It was Dave. It was Susan. It was, well, a bunch of other different people that sent me stuff. But yeah, not very good.
That's kind of interesting because if I get one that doesn't grow, I get a little depressed. I
Oh,
throw
same here. Now multiply that by 1,000.
yeah.
Oh, I was so mad over the winter. That's why I didn't put out a lot of videos.
Oh, because I have one of those plant trays, where there's 72 in there in the cone shape. And I would throw 2 seeds in each one of them. And the vast majority of them all grew 2 plants. And I take and kill that, pull the small one and let the other ones grow and transplant them into cups. And like I said, I had 30 some that had all sprouted and came up. Granted, they didn't all survive, and I have some that are only like maybe 6 inches tall right now after the whole entire season. I just don't kind of show those ones.
Nah. Well, they don't need the publicity.
Now, if you look at my videos when I do the pepper update at home, you can see the back of the garage. Well, the back of the garage is for the deer. Okay, so I grow lettuce and that kind of stuff. So the deer come by and eat that, and I don't worry about it. Well, it's overrun with all the weeds and the lettuce and everything else and the volunteers. But there's 4 pepper plants buried in there too, all under 6 inches tall that never grew this year. And I probably shouldn't say that publicly because of the results I have with the other ones, but yeah. It's like the 3 out in the yard. I dug down and put all compost in there, and they're finally getting to the point where they're starting to produce. I have a couple of young pods on a few of them, or 2 of them have young pods on them, but I don't think they're going to get to the point of being full size or right by the time we get our first frost. Because they're saying our first frost is supposed to be within the next week or two here.
What? Oh,
yeah, way ahead of schedule, about 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
Man, it just stopped being 90 here.
Well, we had 80 some degrees. What was it, Wednesday or Thursday? But it went from 60 to 70 to 90, 70, and then today the high was about 65. And tomorrow it's only supposed to be about 60 here.
Ouch. A downward spiral.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever want to freeze your toes off, come here in February.
I bet.
Yeah.
I believe my cousin lives up in Minnesota. I guess somewhat close to the Mall of America.
Okay, up in the Bloomington area, the Twin Cities area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's only about 90 miles from here.
Wait, actually, I believe he's a prison guard. So if there's a prison close by to the Mall of America, I'm sure he works there.
There's one.
Well, I don't know where the prisons are, so.
Yeah, there's a women's prison and a men's prison right in that general area, and then there's a couple more down, almost straight east from here. Yeah, there's a few. The minimal security ones, but yeah, the big federal ones aren't anywhere near here.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I don't think he's federal or anything.
I tend to avoid those places.
Heck yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know where the prisons really are around here. I don't want to know.
Yeah, if I get on the highway and go about 40, 45 miles straight east of here, there is a women's correctional facility there, minimum security.
I thought you were going to say if you get in your car and you go about 40, 45 miles over the speed limit, you could land in jail. But
yeah.
That's kind of what it is here, I think. Or no, what is it? 15 and over is reckless driving here.
Yep.
Which is, I don't know, that's a little low in my mind. You should at least get like 25 over, or 30. I don't know. Pennsylvania, I don't know what it is now, but it used to be double the speed limit plus 5 was reckless driving. Allegedly, in the 90s, I tripled the speed limit on a certain road that may or may not have ever existed. Well, over triple, because the speed limit only went to, or I'm sorry, not triple, quadruple. It was a 30 mile an hour, or I'm sorry, allegedly it was a 30 mile an hour road. The speedometer went to 120, and apparently it went beyond 120 when you were going. That's the way the story was told to me, at least.
Here, anything over 100 miles an hour is considered attempted suicide, and you spend 3 days in psychiatric evaluation.
Really?
Yep.
They could be correct about that, but that's messed up.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you how fast I've had my car up to.
Well, I can say, I'll say this much, because this has been 20 years or 16 years or something since I had any of these vehicles, but all the ones I had prior, or not this vehicle, not the one before that, but every one before that, I maxed out on the speed limit or speedometer. My Blazer, it only went to like 109, even though it said 115. The governor just kicked in and shut the engine off. Allegedly. I mean, I must have been on a racetrack, because obviously you wouldn't do that on the road. A lot of hmms over there.
My Challenger, the governor kicks in at 178.
Allegedly. Or are you talking about like when you were on that track that time?
I'm just going to sit here and smile. I will neither admit nor deny, but the governor kicks in at 178 miles an hour.
Man, it's just not enough.
I know.
Oh man, you got to round it off at 200 or something. You just do like some weird number.
Well, it's not really a weird number if you take and convert it over to kilometers per hour. That comes out to be 250.
Oh,
International standard.
that's cool. 250.
Yep. And there's a tuner about 40 miles from here who can take and remove that for me. We'll keep that on the quiet side.
Or add a supercharger.
Well, with just the tuning of the computer, you can bring it up to 660 horses.
Damn. Or wait. Dang. Well, what the heck? Well, with the supercharger, with the Hellcat supercharger, that's a 6.2 with the Hemi, and that, or with a 6.2 Hemi with a supercharger, and that brings it all the way up to 707 horsepower. So what if you took that engine and took it to your guy and had him do the modifications? I wonder what that could jump it up to.
About 850.
What's that?
About 850.
Ooh. Yeah, I wouldn't need that much power. That's a little too much for me.
Yeah, 550 is very fun. That's why I haven't gone up to 660 yet.
Yeah. Well, mine's, what is mine? I can't remember if that's the cubic inches, 245. No, 360, 345 is my cubic inches.
Okay, and Dodge, yeah.
Yeah, 5.7
340.
would be a 345 or 345 cubic inch engine.
Okay.
But I don't remember how many horsepower it is. It's something lower than I thought. I thought it would be like 360, but I think it's like 285 or something like that. It's really, it's something where you're like, yeah, I got a Hemi, it's 5.7. Then you look at the horsepower and you're like, oh wow, that's really not that much.
Yeah.
I can't
remember. Think my truck is only at like 305 or 310, and I have a 5.4 in it.
5.4, yeah, the Triton.
Yep. It gets me where I want to go.
Oh, my Dodge is pretty dang quick. I thought it was really quick, and then my buddy had a Nissan 350Z, and I was like, and we were coming up on, we were at my buddy's house just across the bridge, and we were coming up on the bridge, or we were about to leave and get on the bridge, and I'm like, hey man, you want to race? I'll race you. And he was like, yeah, I'll race you. I'm like, all right, cool. And we just got on there, and I guess, well, I was in front, and when I pulled out onto the highway, I kind of went slow because I don't want to just, you know, peel tire out onto the highway or anything. I just want to get out on the highway, then floor it. And I did that. Nope, not him. He just floored it right off of there. Didn't even stop for the stop sign or anything. Just as soon as I pulled out, he just floored it. And he had a 5-speed and I have an automatic. And needless to say, I lost that so bad. Within like a minute, I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter what I do to my engine. I'm not beating that guy.
No, you look at his weight and power ratio to your power to weight ratio, and
oh yeah. And then you add that 5-speed, which makes you just that much quicker and more in control. No, I never had a prayer at all. I ended up pulling out. I remember, like, I think my vehicle hit the speed limit, and I was like, yeah, nah, I could just stop right now because I'm not going to beat him.
As you watch his taillights fade off into the distance.
Well, he was nice. He kind of played with me and just like got way ahead of me and just stayed right there. So like it was incentive for me to speed up, but I just stayed where I was and was like, yeah, keep going, buddy.
I must admit that I used to do that to people back in my racing days. I get like 2 car lengths ahead of them and just kind of keep it there, you know, just to let them think that they had a chance.
Yup. If they just push it a little bit more. Meanwhile, you're thinking like, go ahead, break it.
Yeah. All the fun things. The fun things in life. Ah. So what else you got?
Not too much, but speaking of like racing and stuff, do you follow the Motor Trend channel on YouTube?
Unfortunately, I don't.
They got a bunch of really cool stuff on there. Um, I've recently I don't know. I've ever since I was like able to drive and my vehicle broke and I couldn't afford to pay a mechanic, I've been fixing my own vehicle. But just recently, I went in and figured out exactly how an engine works, like how a camshaft works, like timing, top dead center, everything about what makes an engine work. And I'm
Right?
not saying that I could actually fix one, but
Right?
I believe I could take, like, say, a Chevy 350 and just break it down until, like, long block and a short block, take everything out of it, and then put it all back together. And I think it would work.
Right? That's actually pretty easy.
What's that?
That's actually pretty easy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too hard. It just seems like there's a little bit of technical stuff that I might overlook and it might not work, but I think I could do it.
The only technical stuff that you'd overlook possibly would be torque specifications.
Nope.
But if you look at the outside of an engine versus the inside of an engine, the inside is so simple that once you get the heads off, there's only what? On a V8 there's 8, 16, 17 pieces plus bearings, on the inside, not counting the cam and lifters, but the interior of an engine is so simple it's not even funny.
Yeah. I had no clue how easy it was. And but yeah, I mean, yeah, and maybe you don't even have lifters. Maybe you've got a dual overhead cam, or I even went that far where the overhead cam and dual overhead cam, like, what the heck is that? How does that work? And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, that's even more efficient.
Oh yeah. A lot more power.
Yeah,
Back
pretty darn cool.
back into a time that I call my racing days, a friend of mine and I pulled an engine out of a car, replaced the crankshaft, put it all back together, put the engine back in the car in under 4 hours.
Wow.
And it ran, we did it for another guy, and a year later it was still running. The hardest part is getting the engine out because all the stuff on the exterior, but once you get it out and get the heads off, there's not much to it.
Now, just thinking here, because I like just hearing you say like pulling a crankshaft, I'm thinking like, okay, first you got to disconnect everything off the engine. You got to disconnect the engine from the transmission. Then you got to pull the thing out, put it on a stand, pretty much take the heads off so that you can get to the pistons, both heads on either side. You got to flip it upside down, take the oil pan out. That way you can start taking out the pistons and then taking off the actual crankshaft itself and doing it that way. But I wonder if you could actually do it from the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that would be the biggest pain in the butt ever, but
No.
I've just never seen anybody do it. I've seen everybody pull it out, flip it upside down and everything and do it, quote, the correct way. But there's got to be someone out there that's done that from the bottom.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could just like put, when you take the pistons off, just put them like part way up the cylinder instead of actually taking them out too, just so that you could just.
Yeah, you don't have to take them out.
Yeah. Well, I always see everybody pulling them out because they're like, oh, while we're doing it, we might as well inspect it and check the, what is it, the bore, and make sure everything's all nice and smooth and all that stuff. And
Yep,
but I've never seen anybody like, oh, we're
inspected.
just going to do it by pulling the oil pan and just pulling everything out from the bottom when we pull the heads off the top.
You don't even have to pull the heads off. If you turn it over, you can pull the oil pan off. You pull the oil pump off, and then you have your mains sitting there, and you unbolt those. Once those come up, the crankshaft will actually lift up and out, and then each of the piston connecting rods have caps on the bottoms of them. You unscrew them, or you take the bolts off, pull those off, pull the bearings out, and the crankshaft lifts out. You don't even have to move the pistons back. You can let them slide down in the cylinder wall if you want, but they don't have to come out. When you go to put it back in, you put the mains back on the crankshaft, then you pull the pistons up into the cylinder to match them up, put the caps back on them, tighten them down to the spec, put the oil pump back in, and put the oil pan back on, turn it over, and put it back in.
I was about to say, you don't even have to disconnect it from the transmission. And I thought, wait, no, that's just a dumb statement. You definitely have to. Well, I guess depends on what kind of transmission you got. If it's an automatic, you got to unbolt it from the.
You have to take the flywheel off into the crankshaft. So no matter whatever type of transmission it is, it has to come off.
Yeah, so you would have to pull the drive shaft and the transmission just to get the flywheel or the flex plate off.
Yep. Well, everything, flex plate, torque converter, all connect to the flywheel. Flywheel has to come off the crankshaft. 6 bolts hold the flywheel onto the crankshaft. In order to get at those 6 bolts, you have to pull everything off the other side of it. So, yeah. But you pull the engine and the tranny at the same time, and it's really easy to separate them.
Man, that seems like a fun job.
Been there, done it many times.
Well, it's fun if it's not your primary vehicle.
This much is true.
When it's your primary vehicle, it's the worst thing to ever happen.
Yeah, the guy that I was talking about with the crankshaft, he had a 76 Plymouth Valari. We could take and pull the engine out, and when we pulled the engine and tranny out, flipped it over, put a shift kit in the transmission, turned it back over, put it all back in 48 minutes.
Wow. But you said trans and engine?
Yep.
Just for the shift kit on the trans?
Yep.
Damn, and 4 hours for a crankshaft.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like that Motor Trend show, those shows I watch, man. Like the Hot Rod Garage and Roadkill's just a lot of fun. They just, like, a bunch of the episodes, they roll out to a junkyard and they just, like, buy some piece of crap and make it work with parts in the junkyard and then drive it home.
Yep. I've watched many episodes of that show.
I love that show. I've watched every single episode at least, like, 4 or 7 times. Hot Rod Garage, I've watched all of those, and yeah, just the Roadkill. I was like, man, this is great. These people are like animals, and they're just like running around like, oh, we'll just fix this and drive it home. And I thought that was hilarious. And then that got me prompted into like figuring out how an engine works. And all last winter, I was just sitting there watching videos about cars over and over and over again until I figured it out. And then I was like, how the heck does a torque converter work? And then I went like on like a 3-day binge on that. Like, how does a torque converter work? I pretty much got the answer in the first video I watched, but I watched 3 days worth of videos anyway, just to like make sure that guy wasn't wrong.
Yep. Knowledge is power.
He was right. They all were right. I had no clue that that's all a torque converter was.
Yeah, just an oversized pump for the most part.
It's almost like a double-sided fan. I mean, that's what all the examples they give. I just never thought of it that way. Still to this day boggles my mind. I get a 5-speed, like a manual, but the automatic, I'm like, come on, how does that really work? Like, I can't work like that.
Now, did you get into stall converters?
I got into that. Yeah, it was just, that's where I was like, no. They can't just not work and then they work.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the part that just blew my mind. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, just the torque converter in general, it's like 2 fans. And when one works and you put a pressure on the other side, i.e. the brakes, that side doesn't work, but the other side still is working. It's just waiting for the other one to not have pressure on it. And then you take your foot off the brake and it starts spinning with it. I'm like, okay, that's just dumb. That can't happen. And then they got to the stall and I'm like, oh, come on. That's just a little crazy. But no, I get why it would work and why it wouldn't work. And it obviously works.
Yep. I prefer a manual anytime I get into a racing vehicle.
I prefer it no matter what. I just love driving a clutch.
I can take it or leave it. As far as an everyday car goes, I've had both, but everyday car, yeah, give me an automatic. Race car, nah, I don't like the manuals or the automatics. When I ordered my Challenger, he asked me if I wanted to have the 4 or 5 speed, was it 5 or 6 speed automatic in it, and I said no, I want a stick. He says, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He says, "The sticks are $1,000 more." And I said, "Yeah, I don't care."
Yeah. I'd probably give $1,000 if I could transfer mine to a stick.
Yeah, that's about what it would cost for everything to go into it. But
And the
I
funny
like being
thing is
able to
that
shift
used to
where I
be
want.
standard. You used to have to pay extra to get the automatic.
Yeah, well, they mass produce them so much with the paddle shifters and everything else that they don't make as many steering columns without the paddle shifters on them. So they have to custom make those, and then yeah, not too many of them are made with manuals in them anymore.
Yep.
And that added another week to its build time, but that's neither here nor there.
And with my truck, if you special order it, you can have it built with a manual. I don't know if it costs anything extra. Last time I checked, it was like nothing extra. It was extra to have the automatic, but not for the manual. But they said they make them, and I was just toying around. I wouldn't buy a brand new vehicle anymore anyways, but I was just messing around on their website. Like if I bought it, I'd get it in black, or nope, change it to white, or just screwing around with options. And but I did it with the manual, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe they actually have a manual. So I kept my eyes open, and that was, I don't know, '05 or '06 or something like that. That was a long time ago. Since then, I've kept my eyes open. I just, like 2 weeks ago, saw the very first Dodge Ram with a 5 speed. That was like over probably like 95 or something. But this one was actually like an '06 or '05.
Huh.
That was the only one I've ever seen since like probably a '95 or something like that. Back in the day, all of them were like 5 speed or 4 speed or
Yep.
whatever.
Ah.
Back in the day.
Now just think electric cars are coming more.
Oh yeah. And self-driving cars are even coming in quicker.
Oh geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't want to do that yet.
No, but they're gonna make you.
Yeah.
Come on, Rob, it's safer. You don't want to wreck, do you? The computer knows better than you do.
Yeah.
You don't want to just drive a stick, do you? You just want to sit there and read the newspaper or look on your iPhone when you drive to work.
Yeah. You
You don't want
know,
a driving experience. You just need to get where you're going.
yeah, people were saying with the self-driving cars that they'll be able to get up to 90 miles an hour for highway speeds, which would be nice, but I think I'd be nervous at 90 miles an hour with a computer controlling it.
Yeah. But not only that, but well, why can the computer do it and I can't? Like why can my car speed and the cops won't pull it over, but if I speed, the cop's going to pull me over? Like, I don't know. I've never been in a car with you, but I think I would trust you better than a computer if I was in a car doing 90 mile an hour. I'd much rather trust a human than a computer, even though a computer probably is way better. But hey, my computer freezes up sometimes. I can't even get a YouTube video to load. So I don't need that happening while doing 90. And I mean like driving, not actually pulling up a video while I'm doing 90.
Oh, yeah, I think I'll pass on that. I don't need to. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Well, I think we should probably call this chat pretty much set here.
All right, a successful run.
A successful run. I don't see any of the comments up there, but yeah, it was fun.
Oh, they're coming.
What can I put up there? Yeah, these.
Everybody's usually up at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, the guy that I told about it, he had a few friends over, so I wasn't really expecting him to be out and watching, but you know, the friends are my friends too, so I thought maybe they'd want to get on and kind of laugh at me a little bit and tease me in the comments, but well.
Where were you, Rob's friends? Come on, man, you let me down. I'm disappointed too now. I hope you watch this in the rebroadcast and you can see my disappointment. Wait.
All right. Well, I think you should go and have a good night, and I think we should call this a good test run.
Sweet. And then more to come on Monday, hopefully.
Yep, I will be here Monday now that I know that I can get in and yeah, see what I can do about that funky picture down there, but yeah. I might have to find some other software or something to use with it because well, I wonder if the Google Hangouts program could bring it up versus Logitech bringing it up. I'm going to have to try that out.
Well, yeah, Google Hangouts could bring it up. I was going to say, like, it is probably the Logitech, but no, right now you're probably just accessing it through the Logitech. I'm sure that it would be able to be brought up through Hangouts itself. That way you wouldn't even need the Logitech.
Huh. I'm going to try something real quick here. I'm going to kill the camera, and then I'm going to hit refresh here.
What's going on, everybody? Just in case you're watching everything, that didn't work. Oh, wait. There we go. Did that work?
It just took a minute.
There we go.
I am actually in here, so I don't open Logitech first. I open up the Google Plus, and it turned the camera on for me.
Only took an hour and a half, and we got that solved.
All right, I need to readjust it a little bit. Maybe we'll figure that out later on. But yeah, that seems to work.
Sweet.
Cool, even.
One step.
All right.
Monday.
Yeah, Monday, I'm not going to turn the Logitech stuff on. We'll just bring it up and we'll see what happens. And we'll get you and Dave and, was it Troll Forge?
I asked Troll if he wanted to go, but I haven't heard a response from him yet. So hopefully.
Okay.
I asked a bunch of different people and I got a couple no's, but you never know. We might just go live and then just start them and like text them on Google Hangouts and like, why won't you come on? Come on, get on here. And maybe we can intimidate them to come on too. I just figured might as well just have some people that make YouTube videos hang out, see what's going on, just talk to each other and just do that fun, happy social media stuff I'm always talking about.
Well, yeah. Gotta have some fun.
Plus, I don't see any, like, I've been seeing a bunch of the weed tuber guys. Those guys, like, they go live constantly and talk to each other. Almost nobody in, like, the gardening type, just whatever kind of videos that I follow, most of them don't go live. And, well, there's a few that do, but a majority of them don't. And when they do go live, they don't, like, go live with other people, which I just would kind of like to see. Like, maybe not just me with that person, but maybe that person with some other person I like, or, you know, just see it spread.
I agree with you completely. You know, the bigger the group is, the better it is.
Yeah, and the closer knit you are, you know, the tighter you are, because you just get to know each other on a different level, you know, like we're not sitting around like we were talking about engines and stuff. We're not sitting here talking about peppers and, you know, what kind of peppers, which is what a majority of people want to talk about anyway. But maybe we just made them mad and they left. Yeah, that's why we have no comments over there. You guys and your engines, you just want to talk about peppers.
Well, as we said in the beginning, this was a test run to see how this works and everything else as far as my end goes, and we just got a little carried away. We'll bow our heads on that one.
Well, that's what I intend for the whole live thing. It doesn't have to be about growing. I mean, we can talk about that stuff, but just talk about whatever you feel like. I mean, we don't have to talk politics. We don't have to talk religion, but just whatever. I saw this guy today. I saw a guy today with a Kid Rock front license plate on his car. I just thought that was hilarious. Just like stupid old lettering Kid Rock. And that's all it said. It didn't say Kid Rock 2020. It didn't say anything like that. It just said Kid Rock. I just thought that was hilarious. Like, you like Kid Rock that much, you put a Kid Rock front license plate on your car. I thought that was very amusing.
Yeah, that's amusing, all right.
I wouldn't put, I don't know. I don't really like Kid Rock. I mean, I think he's kind of, I like his music back in the day. I think he's a great person, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what he is, but I'm sure he's a great guy. But I wouldn't put Kid Rock on my car anywhere. I wouldn't put any sticker on my car anywhere. Oh, wait. Speaking of, while I have your attention really quick, what do you personally think about, because I'm kind of torn on the idea. I know you said you had to go, but I'm kind of torn on the idea of, I've got the plasti dip on the front of my truck.
Right.
What would you think about like a racing stripe, say either on the driver's side or the passenger side of like the hood going up over the cab and down the back? Would you think that would be a good idea? I love your hesitation.
Would you like my honest opinion? I think it would look freaking awesome. I am a huge fan of stripes, and if you're going to do one off center, I think that looks even cooler. Now, my Challenger's got the dual charcoal gray stripes that go front to back all the way, and I ordered it like that because that's what I think is cool. Do it off center, and you know, depending on the size that you want and the design that you do, I think that would be flipping awesome, especially on a white vehicle. If you do something either in the reds or maybe into the darkers, like a charcoal, or even darker into the blacks, I think that would look just awesome.
I was thinking about just black, same color as the grill itself. Just have it like an extension coming off the grill, just going up the hood, kind of blanking out before the windshield, and then you find it like right above the windshield, just carrying on to the back.
Yep, I think that would look awesome.
Sweet. Well, with plasti dip, that makes it even easier. So maybe I should just go ahead and try it, and then I can peel it off if I don't like it.
There you go.
That's sweet.
Interesting experiment.
I was really torn on it. I was waiting for you to be like, I don't know, like if you get racing stripes, the cops will look at you differently or something like that. And you're like, no, they're awesome.
Yeah. I am a huge fan of racing stripes. All the way across the board, even on a pickup or whatever. I got the stripes on my truck that run, you know, along the lower part of the truck. And when I ordered my Challenger, I didn't realize that I ordered my Challenger in the exact same colors that my truck is.
They match.
Yeah, they match almost exactly perfectly. And I didn't realize it until I parked the two of them side by side.
That's the greatest, isn't it? You're like, walking away and turn around like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, my nephew pointed it out because I bought the car in Georgia when I was working down there. So that was my business car down there, and I would just leave it there. But when I drove it back, parked it in the driveway next to my truck, my nephew comes up and he looks at it, looks at my truck, looks at the car, looks at the truck, and he says they match. And I'm like, what? Oh, geez, they match. It was purely unintentional, but I like that color scheme.
Well, obviously, it's subconscious. You're just like, yep, that's perfect. I'll take that one.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. When I was paging through the book looking at the colors, I went, okay, that black with that charcoal gray. And the guy says, okay. And we went on to the next page, for the next thing. I didn't give it another thought until I brought the two of them together.
And that guy didn't even have the forethought to say, now, just to make sure, you don't have another vehicle that looks like this, right?
No, at the time down there, I was driving a white 2006 Mustang. And, I'm going from a white Mustang to a black Challenger. And yeah, he wasn't too happy about me trading the Mustang in on it, but yeah, he got over it.
Was that a 5-speed too? Or, well, not a, I don't know. What's the Challenger? Is that a 6-speed or a 5-speed?
Yeah, 6.
6. What was the Mustang?
4-speed automatic.
Uh,
I bought it because it was a two-door car and the only one that I could find in my price range.
Hey, I'm not judging. Actually, I love the, what is it, 05 to 09 Mustang. Well, actually, I like 05 until now Mustang. The ones that just came out this year and last year, oh, they're so beautiful. But I didn't like them before 05, but once it hits 05, they got that like nice body style and really easy to modify everything. You can kind of lower it about 2 inches, and it's got that perfect body stance on there, an aggressive look.
Yeah, I did. I did LEDs all the way around and louvers on the back windows, the 3 back windows, and a few other miscellaneous things here and there with graphics, and played with the engine a little bit. And yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Just a little bit.
What did that one come? Just 5.0?
Yeah, it had the 5.0 in it, Mustang GT.
Man, you still make the 5.0. Like everybody else mixes up their engines and changes, and Ford's still like, nah, we're doing 5.0 V8.
Well, the 302 has been one of their most popular engines since the 60s.
Yep.
All right. It's time to say goodnight.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I make the assumption you're going to post this, maybe, or?
Sure. No, it'll go live once we're done.
Cool.
Yeah, so it may, I've noticed with other people, sometimes it'll take like 10, 20 minutes, something like that, depending on how long the video it is. It just kind of has to like render it and then make it uploadable or whatever. But no, I believe if you click right now, if you just click on the original link while it's still live, you should be able to go to the beginning. Nah, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe you have to wait until it actuly posts. But
yeah,
no, it'll be live.
Cool. Let's see how many views you get out of this one.
We at least got 2 because I can see that down below there.
Oh. All right. I'm going to let you go.
Alrighty. And I will catch you on Monday with everybody else.
Yep. I'll probably get a hold of you sometime after 8 o'clock on Monday just to confirm.
Yeah. Right? And Monday I should be trying to, if I don't know the exact time, I believe, well, it's going to be either 9 or 10. I believe Dave said 10, so I'm sure it's going to be about 10. But if it's going to be 10, I'm going to try to like just get a hold of everybody at like 20 till 10 or something like that.
Okay.
We'll connect and make sure we get our issues and going and everything, and then just hit the live button at 10.
Okay, so 20 to 10 your time is 20 to 9 my time. And I usually get home at 7:30 or so on Mondays. So, yeah, enough time to eat, and I should be ready.
Okay. And you got my number, so just give me a text. If you're going to be a little late, and no big deal. We can just put you right on as soon as you're ready.
All righty, works for me.
All righty.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right, good talking to you, man. I'll catch you later.
Yipper, see you, bye.
See you. Bye, YouTube.